Hey everyone, what's going on? It is Zach, and we have our latest news on the next 7-star Tera raid. It's actually going to be Chesnaught. I thought it might have been Rillaboom, but I was right on the grass starter. I knew it was going to be a Grassmon because they've had less grass than all the other types of starters. But anyways, it did take me a moment to think of what to do and what to come up with this Pokemon because for starters, Showdown is down. Showdown is down. Pour one out for the homie Showdown. But let's get into Chesnaught. Chesnaught is going to be our next 7-star raid. It is a grass and fighting type with the rock Tera. So Chesnaught actually has a pretty decent move pool, and we'll look at that in a moment. And besides Chesnaught's great move pool is its hidden ability. Now, the hidden ability Bulletproof is pretty lackluster to almost in most, VGC competitive formats. You can avoid a couple of moves. Not all those moves are viable. So it's kind of a useless ability VGC wise. But when we look at this as a raid, it kind of gets into trouble. So these are all the moves that Bulletproof avoids. Basically any move that is a ball or bomb type move, it is immune from. And the first one here is Acid Spray. Let me zoom that in a little more. The first one is Acid Spray. Now, if you don't know, first of all, is this your first 7-star raid? Second of all, Acid Spray is a very critical move when building mons to take down these 7-star raids. Why? Because of shields and defense drops. So what Acid Spray does is that it's a damaging move that will always lower the special defense of the Pokemon you hit by 2 stages. Now, there are status moves that can do similar things, but when the shield is up, you can't do any statuses like burn or paralyzed or sleep or anything like that. But since Acid Spray is a damaging move, it's always going to go through even when the shield is up. So Acid Spray is one of those reliable moves that when you hit a Pokemon, it's always going to drop its special defense by 2 stages, which is really critical when it comes to defeating these raids quickly. You have other moves here that with the Rock Tera is actually really bad to not be able to have access to. Aura Spear is 80 damage, never misses, but it is immune to it. The fighting type being really good against rock type. Bullet Seed with the grass type move being great against rock type. Energy Ball, same thing. Focus Blast, same thing if you actually hit it. Mud Bomb. I don't think any Pokemon in this game gets Octazooka. Pollen Puff, Seed Bomb, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball. All of these moves will not hit when Chesnaught has the Bulletproof. So I did think a way around this, but let's take a look at the rock typing. So the rock typing here, it is strong against bug, fire, flying, and ice. You also have the fighting type moves, which gives it another strength against like the steel types, the ground types, the rock types, the ice types. You have the grass, which is good against water, which is a type that you do want to bring against a rock type Pokemon. So it is weak to fighting, weak to grass, ground, steel, and water. So let's take a look at what we can do to get rid of this. First off, the moves. So Chesnaught does have 1 or 2 moves that is a problem for all of the mons that I suggest bringing, but it all depends on what moves it will have. Because for most of these 7-star Tera raids, these mons will have 1 of each type and maybe a 5th or a 6th move in the secondary slot. But for the most part, we have 4 types. We know that we're going to see a fighting type because it is part fighting. We know we're going to see a grass type move because it is part grass. We know we're going to see a rock type move because it's Tera Rock. So that really leaves 1 move slot, and that 1 move slot is probably going to be pretty critical on what it brings. So it has access to Hammer Arm, Roll Out, Pin Missile, Seed Bomb, Mud Shot, Body Slam, Wood Hammer, Giga Impact, Takedown, Low Kick, Trailblaze, Facade, Aerial Ace, Metal Claw, Swift, Magical Leaf, Rock Tomb, Low Sweep, Dig, Bullet Seed, Brick Break, Shadow Claw, Zen Headbutt, Thunder Punch, Drain Punch, Dragon Claw, Grass Knot, Poison Jab, Stomping Tantrum, Rock Slide, Body Press, Iron Head, Crunch, Giga Drain, Energy Ball, Fighting, and Reversal, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Focus Blast, Leaf Storm, Hyper Beam, Close Combat, Solar Beam, and Tera Blast. It has a lot of good moves, a lot of potential options for what we could see it bring to this 7-star raid battle. But this section right here is kind of the coverage moves. This is where I think that we really need to worry. It also has Iron Head down here. So Shadow Claw can hit opposing ghost types if you are trying to avoid the fighting type moves. Zen Headbutt if you bring a poison type or fighting type to deal with the rock and the fighting moves. Thunder Punch for if you bring a water type and it has lots of grass moves, so I don't think we're going to see Thunder Punch. Drain Punch can give it recovery. Dragon Claw for dragons, which have really good resistances overall. Poison Jab here, which could be a problem for one of my picks. And then Iron Head and Crunch, which so we figure that we're going to know 3 of the moves, but the question is what are those last 1 or 2 moves going to be? And I have some predictions here. I got to really scroll up for it though. So I have 2 sets. I have a set where I think it's more realistic if they want the raid to be challenging but fun. And then I have a move set that is probably going to be nightmare fuel if it's true. So I think we're going to see Seed Bomb. I think we're going to see Hammer Arm. I think we're going to see Stone Edge. They usually go for the pretty powerful moves here. We could see Close Combat instead of Hammer Arm, but I think it will be a secondary move if we do see Close Combat and not a first move, because they want to make sure they don't weaken Chesnaught too quickly. And I think for the coverage move, we could either see Zen Headbutt or Iron Head. And maybe Stomping Tantrum. So I think all of these moves are very, very possible. I do think its boosting move is either going to be Bulk Up or Swords Dance, and that's if they want people to beat it. If they don't want people to beat it, they could do something like this. Leech Seed, Body Press, Stone Edge, Iron Defense, Synthesis, and Swords Dance. I do realize that the Body Press set would be very good, would be very hard, borderline impossible for anyone who doesn't have a Mon designed to deal with it. That being said, I don't think we're gonna see it because it would be too challenging. Of course, they're probably not going to have this recovery and Leech Seed. But I do think it's possible that we could see an Iron Defense Body Press. Even if it just Iron Defenses once, Body Press is still a problem. So we'll take a look at that. And right now, our saving grace here is going to be our sus Mon right here, Amoonguss. Now, Amoonguss, I need to stop that. Amoonguss can get hit super effectively from some of the moves that are possible with Chesnaught, but I don't think, besides Zen Headbutt, I don't really think that they're possible. Other than that, it resists the grass, it resists the fighting, it's neutral to the rock. So I do think that Amoonguss can be a great bring here, especially if you still want to do the acid spray strategy. And I know I said acid spray is not going to work with bulletproof. That is true. But Amoonguss has a great move pool when it comes to grass type moves, and that's where Worry Seed comes in. So what Worry Seed does is Worry Seed is a one-use move, and it replaces that Pokemon's ability with Insomnia. Insomnia means that the Pokemon won't be able to fall asleep, so it'll be stuck. You can't put it to sleep, but we don't do that for most 7-star raids. But what that will do is make Pollen Puff and Acid Spray work here. And I think that's going to be critical if you want to take down this Chesnaught. So here we see Acid Spray. It's immune. But what we can do here is change it to Insomnia. Once we get the Worry Seed off, and then Pollen Puff is doing 27%. Pollen Puff is more for team support and recovery than it is anything else. And then Giga Drain. I do think for Amoonguss you should go Tera Grass. Tera Grass being pretty good, getting rid of the weakness to Zen Headbutt. You'll resist Stone Edge still, and you'll see a little bit of an increase from Hammer Arm, but I think that's about it. Actually, no, I still think it's neutral. No, Hammer Arm does go up, yeah. But here we see the Zen Headbutt not doing as much. Stone Edge doesn't change. Hammer Arm gets a little bit stronger, but that's okay. That's okay, in all honesty. Because Giga Drain is going to give you that recovery. Leftovers is going to give you recovery as well. Pollen Puff will let you support your teammates. Acid Spray will let you drop the special defense. Worry Seed will get rid of the ability. So basically, Amoonguss's only job here is to get rid of Bulletproof, then start Acid Spraying, Giga Drain when it needs to hit. So if our boy Chesnaught here is -2, 1 Giga Drain is doing 300 to 400 damage. So I think that's really good. That's going to be really good recovery. So I think this will be a mon that you should probably have in each team. Now, you could Prankster skill swap, you could skill swap something else, but I think here, I think Amoonguss is good. It does good defensively. It does good supportive. You could go Blissey. I think Blissey gets skill swap as well. But I think Amoonguss here can provide a lot of value. Not to mention, you want Effect Spore. You don't need a Regenerator because you're not going to be switching in and out like you would in VGC. You are going to be immune to... Chesnaught is going to be immune to sleep after... after the Worry Seed, but you still get a chance to paralyze or poison. Either way, you're going to slow it down and give you a chance to hit and recover quicker, or you're going to poison it and do some extra damage. So I think effects for Amoonguss, probably just 252, 252, 4. You could do the 4 in special defense if you really want to. You're not going to outspeed Chesnaught unless it clicks Hammer Arm a bunch and you paralyze it. Yeah, if it clicks Hammer Arm turn 1 and you paralyze it off of the effect spore, then you outspeed it. Other than that, I would not worry about speed at all. My next one is Goodra. So Goodra is here because of its ability Sap Sipper. So what Sap Sipper does is gets an attack boost by 1 stage every time this Pokemon is hit with a grass type move, which makes you immune to grass type moves, but also you take rock neutral, you take fighting neutral, which is okay, but you're immune to the grass, and you take basically anything that it could have other than Dragon Claw neutral. So Goodra is a solid all-around mon, and what I think you can do with it, you can go Chilling Water to drop its attack, and Chilling Water isn't covered by Bulletproof, so you can start that out right off the bat to weaken it. Muddy Water for those accuracy drops, good against the Rock Tera type, will do good damage. Focus Blast could do great damage as well, especially if you have a Amoonguss next to the Goodra, hitting it with those acid sprays once its Bulletproof is gone, and then Life Dew for some recovery. You can go Shell Bell here, or you can have some kind of boosting move. I think Tera Water is the best Tera, because if you Tera here, your Chilling Water and your Muddy Water is going to be doing more right off the bat, and that might bait the AI into hitting you with some grass type moves. The only thing you really want to worry about, Hammer Arm and Stone Edge does do a solid chunk, but you should get most of that. You should get some of that back with the Muddy Water, and if you start out with a Chilling Water, you drop it -1, you're doing pretty comfortable here. Focus Blast is kind of Focus Blast's nickname is Focus Miss. So if you want to try to take advantage of maybe some Sap Sipper boost that you could go for Power Whip and just keep that in your pocket, because most of the time you're going to be clicking Muddy Water and Chilling Water to keep this Pokemon weak. But if for some reason you get hit with like 2 moves, like you can do a solid chunk. But I don't know, both Power Whip and Focus Blast is inaccurate, at least with, we should just do 31 here. That didn't change much. At least with the Focus Blast, you're taking advantage of Goodra's special attack that we have just a little bit invested in. We do have it mostly bulky, so we can, take the hits that we need to take. And I guess you could invest, like you could make it modest if you really wanted to. You just have to make sure that you're hitting your Chilling Waters. But yeah, I think Goodra would be the next good mon to bring. And our last one is Azumarill. So Azumarill here also has the Sap Sipper ability. Now this is kind of a damper for Azumarill because of the fact that you lose the huge power. Like you could bring the huge power, but I think Sap Sipper here is more important because that takes away a super effective hit that Chesnaught can do to you. Now with the Fairy type, you resist any fighting type moves, you take rock neutral. The only thing you really have to worry about is Poison Jab. Poison Jab is really going to be our Thunder Punch, but I don't think there's going to be Thunder Punch because it has the rock type move for flying types. It has the grass type move for most water types. So I don't think we're going to see Thunder Punch. So the only real super effective hit you have to worry about against Chesnaught is that Poison Jab. Even because of the water type, you take Steel neutral, but that Poison Jab there could be eh. So what you want to make sure is that you have the Sap Sipper. You can still run the Belly Drum set here. So I went Adamant, Sap Sipper, Shell Bell for recovery, and I think Trailblaze could actually be decent here because you're just not outspeeding without the speed investment here. So I think the play is Belly Drum, turn 1. And then if you are super low, you could go for a heal cheer, or you can get the priority Aqua Jet to get big damage and get big recovery. And then from there, you can start, once you are back at a comfortable health, you could start clicking Liquidation and Trailblaze to do super effective hits. Now, Trailblaze is only here because it's a grass type move, and so it will be super effective against the Rock Tera Chesnaught, but Liquidation is going to be your main damage dealer. Trailblaze is there to get like a speed boost so you can start outspeeding it and heal up before it hits you again. So if we look at this, Belly Drum takes you to +6. So from there, Liquidation's recovering you. I mean, let's see, if you heal half from Shell Bell, worst case scenario, you heal like 125. That's like a quarter of health. You're pretty good. Unless it hits like 2 stone edges in a row, you're pretty good. Seed Bomb, you're immune to the Seed Bomb. You're immune to the Hammer Arm. The only thing that I have to check is for the Poison Jab, but I have the sheet up. Let me zoom out here. This is the sheet I have where I take all of the Pokemon that I suggest and I run all the moves through damage calcs to see how many moves hit it for super effective, how many moves are going to do over 50%, how much damage is your Pokemon going to do. So I will definitely take a look at that. And damage plus snow is something we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that is our next 7-star raid. It is Chesnaught, the rock type. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll see the body press set? And if we do see the body press set, I would just say to take your Amoonguss, keep the Worry Seed, keep the Acid Spray. Maybe I'd say ditch the Pollen Puff and go for Clear Smog. That would be my only suggestion. That way you can Acid Spray Clear Smog, Acid Spray Clear Smog, Giga Drain when needed. But yeah, that is what I think is going to work well. Just at a quick look for Chesnaught. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. If you're interested in some battles, we just finished up with the 3rd and final global challenge, so some of my videos are up for that. Make sure you go check that out. But that's gonna be all. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Zach. We'll see everyone later.